It is Yiddish for Haman's pockets. Ironic because everyone says it's shaped after his hat. A confused meaning. Moreover, in Hebrew, what they call Hamantaschen, anyone know?
Haman.
Which means?
Haman's ears.
Interesting, then. We can't even decide on what part of the man we're eating. Now, I am pleased that this has been a campaign of issues, not personalities. I personally would never call Professor Schott a mashugana son of a goy. Who wouldn't know Kreploff from Farfel if it was shoved in his mouth. And I am pleased and hope you, the audience, take a similar position to me. Now, you don't vote against him just because he's, a goy and completely ignorant. But instead, look at the arguments we presented. And I, like Professor Schott, we both agree on one thing. He is indeed very sweet. Now, the argument of Latkes versus Hamantaschen is an important one for several reasons. And one of them is the nature of Judaism today. He argues that Hamantaschen come from the Book of Esther, which represent nonviolence. Now, I find this fascinating.
I did.
Well, yeah, you were talking. Esther is all about the nonviolence, and the Jewish people, especially in the last 100 years, unfortunately have not necessarily been all about the nonviolence, have we?
I read the book too. You ain't, buddy boy.
Moreover, the Book of Esther, which Hamantaschen again, I would like to point out, not mentioned in. The Book of Judith has a much stronger mother figure, a peaceful way to end a war, not just one petty dictator, but an entire war, and lots more food. Now, getting sort of to the heart of this debate, I would like to point something out to you, and here it is. This is what you're eating. Hamantaschen.
It's yummy.
This. This gooey, black, unidentifiable mess. This pile that you couldn't, in fact, if you hadn't seen it taken out of the jar that said, mun, that had poppy seed on it, you would have no clue what it was. They could slip anything in here. Can you honestly tell me that you don't quake with fear when you wonder what they put inside this mush? Maybe it's leftovers from McDonald's. No one knows. On the other hand, latkes I've always considered to be the most upfront food. They're about as plain as you get. And again, I would like to point out that Professor Schott's tirade on sweetness only goes to exemplify my point. That's the classic argument of the bourgeoisie, isn't it? That life should be sweet, that we all should, get along and have all the sweets and sugars we want. None of the hard-working, energy-providing starches that we need. Oh my God. Now, latkes harken back to a tradition in Judaism older than the Book of Esther. The idea of the burning of the oils, thank you. The candles in the temple, the sacrificial offerings, the smoke that sets off every smoke detector in the room whenever you try and make them. This is all harkened back to the process of making latkes. This process puts everyone who makes latkes, they're doing the same thing that has been done with Jews for thousands of years. This is an age-old process versus Hamantaschen, which most people, and I am sad to say this because certainly in this case it might not be true, but most people buy at the store. Again, the bourgeoisie has their foothold strong in Hamantaschen. We also must consider that the Persian Empire is responsible for Hamantaschen. It's after their style of hat, or their style of dictator, and their holiday, right? I mean, it's all about their holiday. Purim was a Persian holiday before the Jews ever laid eyes on it. Hanukkah was not. Hanukkah is wholly Jewish, fully and completely Jewish, all natural, all American, except for the bit where it's Jewish. These latkes bleed red, white, and blue. I cannot see comparing this imported, unidentifiable mass to something so essential to our culture. I tell you, a vote for Hamantaschen is a vote for terrorism. debaters come before you because you are the wisest people we could convince to come in on a Saturday night to do with your lives. I beseech you, endorse the food that represents your heart and soul, that provides you with the energy you need. We don't need luxury right now. This is a time of trials. Resources are scarce. We can't be having this sort of decadence in our culture. No one would tolerate it. Nietzsche wouldn't tolerate it. And that decadence is exactly the problem. Look at what the Hamantaschen are celebrating. A feast by a Persian king. And all his little, women and their little entertainers. Come on, people. We can do better than that. We're looking again at the Maccabees. Remember? The Maccabees, the soldiers who lived in the hills and fought off the Palestinians? We're fighting them anyways now, right?
The Syrians, dear.
Oh, them too. We are looking at hard-living, hard-working group of individuals who banded together under a time of oppression. Not some mincing little king of Persia. Xerxes whipping rivers and throwing their feet. Who really cares? Come on. Many important issues have been brought forward to you today. And I would like to say the biggest ones are that Latkes, we clearly represent femininity better than Hamantaschen. They're not named after a man. They're referenced to the book of Judith, specifically referenced in the Bible, by the way, just specifically, by name. They are circular in general, and if he's afraid to admit that's a circle, that's his problem. They come from the earth, they're dug up and cooked. They tie you deeply into the Jewish community. And most importantly, and I never want you to forget this, because this is important. Most importantly, he's not a Jew. That's what the debate comes down to, ladies and gentlemen.
Oh.
Thank you.